Hi, everybody. This is the one and only Mr. Dennis Diaz, COO of Desi Camping RV. And today we have a very special episode with Amanda. You guys gonna be listening to this on Desi Camping and RV Live, and we might actually even put it on Outdoorpreneurs, where you actually get to learn about the business world when it comes to camping. Amanda, I actually got to meet her to Facebook. She did a post on an experience that happened to her, and I'm not gonna give you a whole bunch of spew about it. It's a lot better when the person actually talks for themselves and see what and we can learn. But the whole purpose of this show with these entrepreneurs or the sea camping and RV life is for you guys to learn the good, the bad, the ugly. We do have a great community that we help each other out, man. So grab your beer, grab the kids, the whole 9 yards, and let's have some fun. Amanda, thank you for accepting and welcome.
Thank you so much, Dennis, for having me on the show. I really appreciate the opportunity to share my experiences and just to um, hopefully somebody can learn or can take it for what it's worth and be helpful to somebody.
Absolutely. Now we were talking a couple minutes ago, and you guys are new to camping.
We are brand
How
new
long
to
have you guys
camping.
been camping?
So my husband and I, we had rented a camper probably about 2 years ago, and we rented a van, so a Class B, and it was wonderful. We fell in love with it. We took it from where I am in Wisconsin, and we took it all the way to um, Las Vegas. Actually, I think we went as far as Las Vegas, took the old Route 66, and then came back through Denver and then across the Great Plains. So we fell in love with it and we knew that we wanted to keep doing this. And finally, we kind of decided we were going to bite the bullet and we were going to buy a camper. And so I started searching. Yeah, I started searching online, and that's kind of where my story begins.
Nice. What type of camper you guys been looking at?
Uh,
Or
so
you
we're
want
look yeah, we're looking at a Class C, or we are looking at a Class C because the we do have two dogs. It's just my husband and myself, and we have two dogs, and so we figured that Class B would not be big enough for all four of us. So we wanted to do something a little bit bigger, but I love the idea of getting up and getting out of the driver's seat and moving and sitting, having multiple options for where to sit. So I know that I wanted an RV rather than a pull behind or a fifth wheel.
nice, nice. And so you guys went out and started doing your research, trying to figure out which one is best for you guys. Maybe joining a couple Facebook groups in there and so on. And did you guys decided where you guys were gonna purchase your RV?
Yeah, so I found one on Facebook Marketplace, and it was exactly what we were looking for. It was um a newer RV, so it was a 2020. And then it was really, I mean, everything was seemed to be perfect. It was great miles, or I should say low miles. It had the queen bed in the back, it had no pullouts. We didn't want pullouts. And it was perfect. And I found it on Facebook Marketplace, and I realized after I contacted the seller that he worked for a dealership. Arranged with him because it wasn't even in. He had posted pictures of a like RV on there, and he said it would be coming in. I think when I first contacted him, he said it would be coming in the following week. So um,
And so finally, you guys got the RV, low miles. It's looking pretty. And 2020 at that. That's a baby. So you know how RVs you use them, you keep them nice and neat. So I bet it was beautiful, man. So so you guys put it. I noticed that you said that you he worked at the dealership. So you guys put a deposit, or how does that work?
yeah, so we didn't put a deposit. So when we went up there on a Saturday. And we asked if we could test drive because the vehicle wasn't actually supposed to get there until the following Tuesday. It was being brought in as a trade-in, and by a person, or the vehicle only had one previous owner. The dealer, the salesperson was saying that it was a very meticulous, very well kept. And so, but it wouldn't be there until the following Tuesday. And so went up, and the dealership was probably about an hour and a half away from my house. So we drove up there on a Saturday, and we asked if we could test drive an RV that was similar, just so we could kind of get it, because the only one we had ever driven was the Class B. And so we went up there on Saturday, and after we drove the Class C and we found out, okay, we can do this, it's comfortable. We told them, we said, okay, it's coming in on Tuesday. I said, I'm going to buy this RV unless there's any, like seriously glaring issues. But I'm going to buy this RV. So just make sure that you let me know as soon as it comes in. And I told him, and I was, joking around, but I told him, I said, I called dibs. I said, no selling it out from under me. I said, I'm very, very serious. I got pre-authorization from my bank. I had the money to go and buy that RV. And so it did come in on Tuesday, and I said, okay, I assume you have to do some kind of like a check over. I will be there on Wednesday. I took time off work. My husband, who is an independent contractor, he took time off of work, and we made the arrangements to be up there on Wednesday. I had an appointment at 2:30. And so I get a message probably about 11:30 from the person who had put it on Facebook, and he says, "Oh yes, just letting you know that we sold the camper and didn't want you to waste a trip up here." And,
Well,
and so
wah, wah, wah.
yeah,
What the heck, man?
I was so angry, and I was livid, and I was upset. I was crying. I called my husband because I mean, I had already, in that meantime, the Saturday from when we said, okay, this is the one we're going to get, to that Tuesday, I kind of like what you and I have been talking about. I was like researching this particular model. I was watching videos. I had like stuff in my Amazon cart to buy for this particular RV. There was like so much time and energy spent on, okay, we are getting this RV, and then it gets sold. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I was
Absolutely.
very upset.
I bet I will be too. You go to your Amazon, you get the stuff that you want. You already got a good pictorial. Your imagination is going on how you want things, and we're gonna do this. And then all of a sudden, boom! What company was this again?
This is Camping World. So they have multiple locations. We had gone to the one in Rothschild, Wisconsin, so up by Wausau. Um, and and after I had posted on Facebook about this, people were saying, "Well, did you put money down?" And I'm like, "Well, I couldn't put money down because the vehicle wasn't even there. Like I couldn't even put a deposit down on a vehicle that wasn't even at their shop. So I would have.
Yeah, absolutely. You already got the loan and everything. You were ready.
I was ready.
And did they give you an explanation? Because usually, if you say, "Hey, listen, we bought a Winnebago, and we had not through Camping World, but pretty much in the industry it goes about the same. The vehicle wasn't ready yet; it was coming in. So we let them know, hey, listen, okay, you're getting it today. Tomorrow we're gonna go there and we're gonna buy it and the whole 9 yards." And they're like, okay, yeah, I'll give you 12 or 24 hours, whatever the case is, for you to come in and we'll set up the paperwork, the whole 9 yards. So I do understand that when you told the dealership, hey, listen, we're coming in to get this thing off. Usually they do give you a little bit of leeway. And if somebody, they still show it, and if somebody wants it, they will ask them, "Hey, listen, we got somebody that is coming in tomorrow to potentially buy it. You can put a deposit, but however, if that person that we already got dibs on buys
Mhm.
it, then we'll give you the deposit back, or you can use the deposit to buy a different one that you would like, and so on." So I understand exactly where you're coming from. does help, but sometimes people do some dishonest stuff, or the communication is not there, that it's just they just sell it at the end of the day. They can do the guy sell the vehicles, but that's not cool. For everybody out there, or you entrepreneurs that might have small dealerships and so on, number one, keep your sales team and keep everybody informed. That goes from the salespeople to the managers to the owners and the salespeople as well. So you don't get these type of experiences, because at the end of the day, you got to understand that we all love camper. We are in the industry for a reason. And the thing about camping is all people based. It's a community. We all help each other, from the vendors to the people that are actually enjoying the scene and the whole nine yards. So by giving you customers a bad experience on a community that is so tight, even we don't even need to know each other. Automatically, we're tight. It can create a real trade war event. And you want, especially for somebody that's starting out in the industry and having want to have fun, go to Vegas and go to the countryside. It's really important that we continue to give them a great experience. Yes, mistakes happen. We're all human, but we got to do a lot better to create this type of experiences. So, what do you So, did you guys bought a different RV, or you guys are in the process now? What's going on?
No, we did. And, going back to that too, when I had told them when we were up there on Saturday and I was, telling them it's like, oh, I call dibs or, whatever. I was joking or being laughing about that, but I was serious. It would have been great if he would have said, if that salesperson would have said, we can only hold it if you put a deposit down. Because I had a checkbook, I have money in my account. I could have put a couple $1,000. It wouldn't have been, but I didn't know. I mean, this was my first time buying a camper. So I think that was the frustration more than anything else is that they didn't tell me what I needed to do in order to secure that camper. And I think, and that's what I tried telling, because they had the manager call me back, and their resolution was, oh, we'll find you another camper. And I'm like, okay, you're going to find me one that is a 2020 with one owner, only 6,000 miles on it for $50,000. And they're like, well, yeah, we have 210 stores. And I'm like, but I don't want to deal with you anymore. I just don't want to deal. And then after I put that post too on Facebook, a lot of people had shared their experience with the big organizations. This one specific was Camping World, but I'm sure that there are other bigger corporations that are like that, that I think miss the human aspect when they're doing their sales. Kind of like what you were saying is that it's community, and we are excited. I mean, this is an adventure. We're an adventurous group. And if you don't like honor that and respect that, and you're simply making a sale, well, then you're really not understanding the whole purpose of this community. You can know everything you want to know about the physical camper, but if you don't understand that human aspect, then you're not going to be a good salesperson.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's not about just simply cutting a check. We're building something great here, and the be better experience that you can give to your customers if you're an entrepreneur, and even to each other. That helps. Like for example, when I go camping with the kids, we go to NASCAR. I do own a campsite. Also, we go to Maine and Vermont as well. We're in the East Coast. You out there more towards like Midwest, the West, right? Wisconsin.
Mhm. Yeah, we're
Oh,
well, we're kind of north.
okay. So,
We're
and
north of Illinois, so I mean, and we border Lake Superior.
oh, nice,
Mhm.
beautiful out there.
Yeah,
That
I
must be
mean,
what you
Wisconsin's
want to
great.
be.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Wisconsin's great, but I want to experience the country. Like I've been
Mhm.
basically to every state, almost every state between here and California. Been down south, all the way to Georgia. I want to go east. I want to go to Maine and Vermont, and I haven't not been there, but I want to visit every state. I have this map behind me. I have keychains that I buy, and I hang it on my map for every state that I've been to. And I think that I want to do it. Like that was my goal in life.
Absolutely. You guys ever come to Connecticut? I'll be more than happy to guys have you guys over here for sure. We'll do a live segment too. And
That's awesome.
so absolutely. And yeah, so even when we park and the whole nine yards, everybody's like we know each other, and that's the way it should be. Everybody helps each other out, and it's a beautiful thing. Which days are you planning to go up next? Oh, actually, which I'm sorry, Amanda. Which RV do you
We
guys
ne
actually go?
Yeah, we never finished that conversation, did we?
I know, right?
So this
This is
the
awesome.
story was after I got that call and I kind of worked through the process of grief as to not getting that camper. I went online and I found another camper. It wasn't as great. I mean, it was more miles and such, but it was down in Racine, down. So that's like, oh gosh, like 2.5 hours. My husband said, well, we already have the time off of work. Let's just go. And so we drove all the way down to Racine. We found, and it was a wonderful sale. Like it was a small 6-person operation, wonderful salespeople there. Were completely letting us do the talking and letting us lead. At Prosser's was the name of the organization, but we found a 2021 Thor Chateau. So it's a little bit bigger than we had intended, but and it does have a slide out, but we love it. I mean, it's sitting in our driveway right now, and I can't wait to like take it out. So
Oh yeah. So which states are you guys heading up next? Got the RV ready, it's looking beautiful.
yeah, my husband wants to go to Florida, but I'm like, oh, we've already been to Florida. But I was actually just looking, and Kentucky is another one of my favorites too. They have just beautiful nature there. But I don't know. I don't know. My dream trip is to go to Glacier National Park in Montana. So, and I would love to go northern and hit all the way to California, Washington, and then go down the Pacific Coast Highway. I mean, that would be like my dream trip.
Oh, nice. Definitely. Have you guys ever gone to the Niagara Falls?
Yes, yes. We see, and that was another thing too, is like after we had rented that camper, and that was probably 3 years ago, we go on
Mm.
road trips. So typically we'll just take our vehicle and then just get a hotel. And so we've been to Niagara Falls, we've been to uh um, the Natural Bridge State Park in Kentucky. We've been to the Smoky Mountains. Yeah, we'll go and we'll just take off and go on road trips. But it's going to be so nice now to have a camper because I don't sit well. Like I don't like to sit, and so being able to get up and stretch my legs and move around stuck in a vehicle would be great.
Absolutely. And you get to stop wherever you want, stretch it out. You get to have everything exactly how you want it.
Yeah.
It's like a mobile home. That's exactly what it is. And you get a lot more freedom.
Yes,
So
yes. And I think that that was it. One of my favorite places though was New Mexico. I love New Mexico and I love Utah. So those are
mm,
another two that I'd really like to go back to and just
nah,
spend some time because I think I only spent one night in each state. So
that is actually really cool. And
mhm.
we I taken the kids to all 50 states, and it's beautiful out there. Are you guys ever planning to head over to Canada a bit? Try to go all the way up to Alaska?
Well, we have our passport. So I mean we have that yeah, we have the capability to do that. And it's nice too because I work remotely. So I can take my computer and I can work as we're driving down the road. And my husband, he is an independent contractor. So he does 4 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So like every 2 weeks, we're in the position where we can just take off and go wherever. Or I'm sorry, every 4 weeks, we can go off for 2 weeks and just go wherever we want.
Yes, you guys gonna have so many stories, man. So many great memories.
What's your favorite place? What are some of your favorite places?
Let's see. Vegas is cool, but especially going from the East Coast where you have all these trees and so on. and then you start driving to Amarillo, Texas, and you end up in the desert. That like transition thing is really really cool. I do like Florida. Florida is pretty nice. Um, Vermont is beautiful, and so is Maine. There's a place I'll put it on the show notes. We went to Vermont, and the campsite itself is really affordable. We brought the Winnebago. That was his first trip, and you park the Winnebago. You get on the you get a one of them golf cart things, and they have this lake that is so beautiful, and the water is so clear too. I definitely gotta put that place in the show notes. So yeah, I like the countryside a lot. East Coast is nice. I want to take the kids more to like the Midwest, maybe stop by Wisconsin as well. Go all the way to Seattle, Washington. They take them all that way because it's a beautiful country, man. You just gotta get out there and explore. Before this, just like you guys, we will get on the car on the minivan and goes from state to state, and it's really cool. And that's the thing. I did notice that for the states that we go on when we go on these road trips before we had the RV, like the kids learn so much from actually going on road trips.
Sheriff, I froze or you froze? Dennis, are you still there? Can you still hear me? Message you? He left, probably hopping back in. Well, it says it's still recording, so he's not back yet. So I can just tell everybody that Wisconsin is a beautiful state. Going from east to west, two completely different terrains. We have on the east coast, that's the one that borders Lake Michigan and Lake Superior on the north. Beautiful beaches. Yeah. Hi.
Hey, nice to see you again. What happened over here? It looks
I don't
like
know.
close or something.
I didn't know if it was recording live, so I was just talking about Wisconsin.
Oh, cool. So they say, because I know it would have me, but everything on your end is also looking good.
Yep, everything, it looks like it's still recording, so there was no hiccup in that.
It happens.
Yeah.
Nothing to but cool. Do you got anything that you wanted to say to especially people that are really starting out just like everybody starts somewhere? Um Based on your experiences and everything that you learn, there's always somebody that is always looking up to you, or they can listen to this. Everybody can learn something from everybody. What, based on your experiences thus far, for somebody that is coming on to camping, like it might be an idea they never even done it yet, and so on. What type of advice? What can you guys tell them as they proceed further on this beautiful adventure?
Well, one thing that I learned too is that, and in talking, so I'm really, how can I say this? I'm really conscientious about my finances. So I'm very budget oriented. And so one of the things that I had learned early on was you never take the financing through the dealership if you can help it. If you're going to buy through a dealership, go through your bank. Usually you get better rates. And so that was one of the things that I had done ahead of time was talk to my banking or talk to my credit union and explored all of my options before I was even going to go and buy a camper. But and then I guess talk to if you are going to go to a dealership, talk to them about understanding what uh what is required of you when you find a camper that you like, and do your research and go to like I went on JD Power to find out okay, what are the blue book values of these? And because I didn't want to get a bad deal is basically what I ended up. And so I think that that's very important when you're even considering buying an RV because from what I understand and kind of what I read and heard that people typically RVs only hold on to RVs for like 6 years before they're either trading them in or getting an upgrade or a downgrade. And so just to be thoughtful of, okay, if you're investing in something for 6 to 10 years, making sure that you take the time to think about your needs and don't just get something just because it looks pretty or the salesman talks you into it. So know what you want before you go into a dealership is what I would really suggest.
And that's actually really great advice. A lot of people you might like it and so on, but it's really important to look at your finances and make sure that you're gonna be able to afford it and the whole nine jars. Also, I do have a question for you guys because you guys bought the RV, you guys ready and so on. Have you guys ever considered renting it for the time that you guys are not using it, like RV
We
share and so on?
Yeah, we were talking about that, but then, the I guess the worry is that um people don't treat your RV as don't treat a rented, don't always treat a rental as nice as they would treat something that they own. We here in Wisconsin, or where we are in Wisconsin, we have actually a lot of things going around, like around even our house. We have a rodeo that goes on down the road. We have a car show that goes on the other road. We have another like I don't know, a tractor show or whatever. So we were considering driving the RV to there and then letting people rent it out like just to stay in it rather than worrying about somebody driving it.
Okay, and that's actually a good point. So the Winnebago, well, we're not using it. We rent it out in a RV share for them to drive it. And one of my customers actually scratched the living out of it and like the whole side. And so really important if you ever rent your RV out, take pictures, and then more pictures, top, bottom, size, everything that you have there, whole nine jars. When I contacted RV Share, they said, "Oh, okay, yeah, we saw it on the pictures. Go ahead, send it to the dealership." And they pay for everything, the whole nine jars. It looks like new, and they really did a good job. So good job, RV Share, when it comes to that. We're not sponsored by them. This, like I said, this is just advice based on my experience. It worked, but they also came out with another thing that you can actually do exactly what you were talking about. So you can actually have the your RV stationary in one place, and they just rent it and use it right there as well. So that's actually a really good idea. It's a new system that they came up with, and that's a great idea, especially if you don't want somebody driving your thing.
Mhm.
It's not like renting a U-Haul.
It's
So,
it's interesting that you say that because, like I said, when the first time we ever camped, we rented and we went through RV share,
mm,
and it was a great experience, and it's funny because the one that we chose was actually just in the next town over, so it was very helpful. But that guy was telling us about how, yeah, somebody came back and the front end was messed up or something, and when we sent our RV back, I honestly, he says, I've never had it back so nice. I spent a whole day cleaning it before I sent it back to him because I'm like, I don't know, like that's always been my pet peeve. Like I want to give something back better than I got it. Um,
mm,
but that definitely would be a concern. It's like how much um wear and tear. In fact, when we went down to get our RV, where we went down, they are a rental place too. And so some of the RVs we're looking at were previous rentals, and we're like, "Ooh, yeah, I don't want, I don't want
Ah,
ours to, ours is beautiful. The one that we got, it's only got like 5,400 miles on it. And so, and it's like in pristine condition. And I'm just like, oh, it's so, I don't want to, I can afford it. I can afford the payments without
no, no,
having to
no,
rent it out.
absolutely. And you're a baby, still a baby, only 50 something thousand. I mean, 5,000 something. Like
Hmm.
a baby, you guys gonna love it. It's gonna last you
I
for
can't wait.
many decades. Um, cool. So, and everybody, last thing, if you guys do rentals and so on, especially as a customer, make sure that you guys bring it out nice and neat. Treat it as your own vehicle, if not better. You know, this is a community. Yes, we as entrepreneurs, we do make a better profit from renting it out, but it also costs a lot of expenses when you own an RV. It's like owning a boat for everybody that owns yachts and so on. Like, yeah, it looks nice, it looks pretty, but the expenses are actually pretty high. The maintenance is pretty high. So always treat it nicely so you family can enjoy it, everybody else can enjoy it, and it's gonna be a great community for everybody. Definitely take care of it. It's gonna take care of you. That being said, any last words, Amanda? Because you've been so awesome. I thank you so much for everything you've been doing. And like I said, I will definitely send you the links. I would like to actually do another segment, maybe one day with your hobby as well, on how you guys journey and everything is coming together. Because this is interesting. We'll make a Netflix special out of this one for sure.
After we take a few trips, because like I said, it's sitting in there. We drove it home from the dealership, but it's sitting there just waiting. We're waiting on buying like some of the necessities, like the power, the sewer, all the little incidentals, because we never intended to get all this to get this particular model. But yeah, after we get it out and actually experience some of the world, I would love that. I'm kind of one of those people. It's like when I do something, I'm in it. I am in it wholeheartedly. I joined Facebook groups. I was like watching YouTube videos. This is my life, and I'm super excited, and I get passionate too. So any areas I can find that I can help, like, I don't know, recommend and encourage other people to go see, I'd be very happy to be back.
Absolutely, and we're gonna be also following you as well. And when she gets all set up, definitely we'll put it on the show notes. We'll put any groups she might create and the whole 9 yards, because this experience is gonna be amazing. And you guys got nothing but great stuff. I'm excited for you guys and safe travels. So everybody, thank you very much for listening to the podcast. If you guys watching it on YouTube, hey, how you doing? And always remember, be good. As a if you're an entrepreneur, it's really important that you take care of your customers. Make sure that you give them a great not only great advice, but a great experience and so on, because they're really counting on you. This is a dream as a customer that they have, and they want to take the family, the doggies as well. The doggies is family, so
Mm.
therefore create a great environment, because this is how we treat each other, and this is the way it should be. Everybody, thank you very much for watching, and Amanda, again, thank you very much. We're excited for your great journey coming up.
Thanks, Dennis. It's been wonderful to talk.
Absolutely, likewise.